Hello YouTube, this is Dawson Ryder here, and I'm sure you're asking, WTF mate, what are these? If you don't know, these are the Heroes line of action figures. We got Sylar, Peter Petrelli, and Hiro Nakamura. This was a review request, which is as seen by my room tour, from A1 Destroyer of these figures. Now I'm going to say this to start, I apologize, I have the accessories, I just don't know where they are. If you pay attention to any of my videos at all, have been following me, you know that I rearranged my room at some point, and a lot of things got lost. And after I got these with the accessories I wanted them with, the accessories kind of fell by the wayside. I can remember them and tell you what they are, but I'm missing quite a few of them. I really apologize about that, but I'm going to review what I have since this was kind of a unusual request and I thought it'd be kind of cool to film it. So yeah, these were figures for the Hero series on NBC about everyday people that have that were heroes. They were on clearance at Toys R Us approximately almost a year ago from when this is filmed. And the show, I pretty much liked it. It had its ups and downs. It's been canceled now. I'm not too upset, but I liked parts of it, so I thought it was worth it to pick up my favorite characters. Hiro, Peter Petrelli, and Sylar. A lot of people's favorite characters, but yeah. Let's go ahead and let's start with Hiro, just because I can. Here is the Hiro Nakamura figure. Let me take this out of his hand just for a moment. I'll show it off in a minute. Stop, Hiro. So here he is. These weren't particularly the best likenesses of the characters. They're very well made figures, but they're not the best likenesses. Here's his face. He looks a little bit like Masaoka. Not a terrible representation, but not the best. It's a little dusty, I'm sorry. But it's a decent face sculpt. His glasses actually have clear plastic, and they look fine, and he's got dust in his hair because he's just been sitting there since he got canceled. Whoa, his head pops right off. As you can see, it's supposed to be on a ball joint to allow some movement. I do remember having problems with this, but you can move it on. You can look sideways and up and down a little bit, but be very careful. The details on his clothes are actually really well done. It's got nice material, and then, you know, it shows the folds of the clothes. It's got the pockets. The zipper has a nice texture. I feel like I'm reviewing fashionable stuff again. But yeah, the pants also have some really nice, you know, folded and realistic looks to them. The shoes are nicely painted. Very well painted figures. Articulation-wise, other than the head, his arms can go 360. They're really stiff. His elbows can bend a little bit, and he does have some minor swiveling up here. His hands swivel. He did come with a bunch of different hands, if I remember. I just don't have them all. His legs can't move at all. They're stationary, which is a bit disappointing. Accessories-wise that I do have, I have this backpack, which is kind of flimsy plastic so it can fit around him. It's also actually really well done just because it looks real. It's got all the, you know, cloth lining and all that stuff. And then he comes with his famous sword that he stole from, oh my god, the guy's name's Adam Monroe. Takinzo Sensei, I think it was. It's actually really well done. It's got the nice symbol up here and the cloth, you know, aesthetic to make it seem like a sword. Well, it is a sword. Really flimsy, but it looks really good, both in and out of the case. So yeah, it's not really nice they included that. I don't think this was the Toys R Us exclusive version, but this also other than the other hands that he came with, he came with like a squinting face, you know, for when he time travels. So that was cool. Yeah, I like Hiro. He was a really funny character, and he's just iconic. I'm just gonna not bother with that at the moment. Anyway, let's go next in line. Peter Petrelli, the main character, who I was very upset they decided to change his powers because he was like the only one that could stop Sylar, but whatevs. Another not bad done figure. The likeness is alright. He looks a little too old and too weird, but it's still alright for, you know, representing Peter Petrelli here. His face, his hair's done okay. Head up and down all around. Actually, his head stays on better than the other one. The jacket, actually, up till here, is done in this rubbery plastic, so you can, you know, move it around. Oh, look at that. I hate to look at his ass, but were his pockets detailed? Yes, they were. He's even got pocket details. It's not even Kirihiko's butt, people. He has arm articulation all around. As you can see, there's a swivel joint up here, and it bends. He came with a bunch of different hands. The ones I have on him are kind of like blasting fists. They're kind of like translucent, radioactive. You can almost see like the burnt bones under there. Blasting fists, which I thought looked cool, or hands rather. But he came with a bunch of hands, which I don't have with me. He comes with another knapsack. Looks like just, you know, repaint of Heroes, or Heroes is a repaint of his. His legs move like up and back slightly. Actually, he appears to have some waist articulation here. And his knees do bend, so he's got better articulation than Hiro. And he's got, you know, the cloth jeans. Everything looks cloth and organic. Everything's organic, though. And that's for another time. The hood looks good. Shoes look good. Overall, The face may be a little bit worse than Hiro, but actually he's a little bit better of a figure in terms of, articulation. And now we have everyone's favorite bad guy, who I guess turned good at the end, unless they're going to do some kind of movie to change that, is Sylar. This is pretty much Sylar from the first season, dressed in all black. Here's his face, not a horrible representation of Sylar. I almost look red and evil, but actually not a terribly bad face sculpt. I'm almost tempted to say it's the best of the three. Season 1 haircut, that's weird to say. This jacket looks really good and really cloth-like. If they do anything good with these figures, it's making the jackets look real. Once again, done rubbery, so it can move around a little bit, as if there was a lot of leg articulation. Same articulation in the arms all around, and then moving here. Head 360 and up and down. His no waist articulation, and only his knees bend, so there's really no reason for this. It's almost as if they planned for him to have more articulation. And, there's not really a whole lot to him because he's mostly black. Or at least his clothing. He also came with a bunch of hands. He came with just a bunch of grabbing hands. I believe he did come with a Sylar fist, where he's cutting people's brains off. He actually came with a brain, which is kind of creepy. A baseball cap like he wore in the first season. And then this cool hand here, which I like. It's like just shooting some sort of energy. That's why I kept on him. So it's pretty cool. They're all plastic. Or like clear plastic, sorry. But he came with a lot of accessories. And I believe, if not all of these, at least 2 of them came with little painting replicas from the show, which was really neat. So I'm sorry I didn't have all the accessories, but I did my best to review these. Overall, I'm not terribly disappointed with these figures. If you're a fan of Heroes and you're sad it's gone and you want something to remember it by, I can definitely recommend possibly picking up some of your favorites on clearance. I can't really recommend them at full price. They're not the best likenesses, but they're actually, if they would have made the faces better, they would have been really good figures, because they're pretty well put together figures, detail-wise with the cloth, and a good amount of accessories, kind of how I want some action figures to be here, having a lot of accessories. So yeah, they're definitely well-accessorized figures. The clothes looks good. The faces just could use a little work. So overall, they're okay figures, and if you can find them on clearance and you miss Heroes, I say go for it. There's really no harm in it. But otherwise, it's a pass if you're just a casual fan. So thank you to A1 the Destroyer for this unique request. There's not going to be really a written review up for these guys, and sorry to all the fans of my channel that don't know what's going on by this review. Oh look, a pencil. I just made a cameo. Anyway, check out the podcast at, not Dawson Rider, writersrangersrambles.com, and subscribe to that through the RSS feed or iTunes. And please help us with Z donations. So until next time, it is Dawson Rider signing out, people.